Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel. Elevate your energy. This isn't going to be a reading. This is literally a message on my heart based on my experience today for anyone that is needing any words of encouragement or just feeling the heaviness and what's going on in the world right now. Anyone feeling off kilter, out of balance, just having a hard time kind of maybe processing what's going on right now. This is for you. So I found myself, really struggling lately, finding it extremely challenging to have enough energy to dedicate to readings like I want to with my channel, and really be more consistent. There's a lot going on, and I've come to a few different conclusions here. So what I've kind of gathered is, I've gathered quite a bit of information over the past, I want to say, month or so about everything and the truth about things, and really been trying to wrap my mind around what to do. And as easy as it sounds sometimes to just meditate on it, just ground yourself, just go within. I feel like that's kind of what people mean. I didn't really too fully understand what people mean when they say toxic positivity, because I really try to be as positive as possible most times. But this time around, it's just been really challenging because I've never been here before, and this video here is going to be unedited. I'm not touching it at all. So whatever comes out, if I fucking cry again, then that's just what it's gonna be. But I feel like I was really guided to record this today, and I really don't even have the energy to do it, but here we are. So anyway, I've been processing. Well, no, not process. I kind of been processing. I've gathered quite a bit of information, and it's been really, really heavy. And the reason being is because, for one, I've never been in this space before. I've never had to consider the type of changes that may have to be made, and how many people that are close to me that affects, and all these things, things that I've been trying to manifest, and thinking like, damn, have I been working towards that for nothing? It's just a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm a deep thinker. That's what I do, and I feel like one of the biggest challenges for me lately has been really feeling like I had no one, not a single soul, literally not a single soul to process this stuff with. Because, for one, some people aren't ready. For two, others don't believe it. For three, others got their own shit going on, and for four, I don't like to burden other people with my challenges or my issues or whatever, because I know how that feels to be emotionally dumped on, right? So I've been, I guess one thing I found kind of challenging today was, hoping that I could kind of process my thoughts through having an ear just to listen, just to listen and let me just get all this shit off of my chest, and then just be like, okay, now maybe I could process through what I need to do next, but I didn't receive that. And that's normally what I give, And so the first conclusion I come to was that remembering that the way you show up for other people, they're not going to always show up for you in that same way. And, I felt unheard. I felt unsupported. I felt shut down, cut off. These different things where it was like, that's not what I need right now. Sometimes and so first thing I realized was, people aren't going to do for you what you do for others, right? I accept that, So then the next conclusion I come to was that, it's okay. You know, while some people don't have, they're not at that capacity. They just, or maybe not, maybe that's the wrong way to put it. For some, that is the case, but for some, they're not in a space to hold the space you need in the moment. And it doesn't mean that you're unworthy or unloved or not deserving of having the support you need in the moment. Some people just are not capable or are not energetically or mentally in that position to give you that, right? That was another conclusion I come to, and it's okay. So then the next conclusion I come to was that, you know, sometimes when you don't have, or when you feel you don't have anyone to talk to, it literally forces you to go within yourself. And while I know this already, that's what it literally made me do. And I understand, I overstand this part of it. Is it literally made me take my happy self outside and take my shoes off, stand in the grass in my backyard, and literally stand there. And I cried a little bit, and I just, you know, asked, you know, the divine to give me divine guidance, you know, soak my my crown chakra, you know, with divine guidance, divine wisdom on what to do, how to navigate, you know, help me come up with a plan for survival, right? And I was listening to a reading earlier, just, you know, trying to get some type of inspiration. Sometimes that's what I do when I can't find the inspiration or motivation or encouragement within myself. I go outside for that, right? Meaning outside of myself, as in I look at other readers that I enjoy watching. And the one that was mentioned by this beautiful soul, she mentioned Archangel Uriel, which has to do with, you know, exactly what I was asking for, right? And so before, you know, after I listened to that, you know, and kind of picked myself up, I think I cried a little bit more and just, you know, sat there and kind of just allowed myself to feel the feels for a bit. I then decided, you know what, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go, and I need to get some encouragement here. Like, so I asked the divine, please give me words of wisdom, words of encouragement, like, you know, help give me messages of encouragement right now. Help me, you know, process what the hell I'm feeling right now. So I started pulling these cards that I have called Angels of Atlantis, right? And these are all the archangels, okay? So, and why this is significant is because I hardly use these cards. They're fairly newer, but I haven't used them too much. But I was guided to use those first. And lo and behold, first card that comes out. Want to know what it is? Archangel Uriel. And you see what's at the bottom? Freedom. Freedom. And so then I read the meaning of the card, right? And the meaning behind this card was asking you to free up your thinking and feeling, for you are the only jailer that may be keeping your conscious prisoner. Every aspect of your consciousness is a choice, and if you have made an inaccurate choice, choose again. That is the meaning of the word mistake. If this is what you take again. This time by liberating the conviction of your love for self, for you will spring your soul from its prison. Ask Uriel to show you alternative choices. And I was just like, wow, right? And I'm going to tell you why also this is significant for me, at least, because when I was, you know, after I first got the first card, I'll tell you what happened when I pulled that first card, but in this part where it talks about liberating the conviction of your love for yourself, right? Second card that I pulled out was Jophiel. You see this at the bottom? Liberation, right? And so, you know, and then I had to read that one because again, I don't use this deck too often, so I obviously had to get deeper meaning behind that because I had to know. And it talks about when we all seek spiritual liberation. When we achieve it, our souls soar like an eagle with the intoxication of divine love. This card suggests that this may be a moment when you seek Jophiel's supernatural help, and it invites you to meditate on the beautiful yellow ray of this powerful archangel force. And the frequency will always allow you to feel detached. Jophiel will lift the challenge from you and lead you into discernment. Consequently, liberation will enrapture you, springing you from whatever confine you feel your spirit caught in. So the fact that I had freedom and liberation both back to back, followed by love, right? And then at the ending, I got hope. It, you know, first of all, let me go back to what happened. I'll just finish this real quick. So anyway, I got these two cards: freedom, liberation, love, friendship, and hope. But the ones that really, I feel like, stood out the most was the freedom, liberation, love, and hope, right? And it really just immediately made me feel so much better. And in that moment, I realized that sometimes when we want to go to others, you know, because I hardly do that. I rarely go to others with my problems, or rarely try to talk out any of my issues with anybody. I don't care who it is. Whether it's, you know, friends, family, best friends, my sister, complete stranger, therapist, like I don't talk to nobody about my shit, right? Not in a sense of hiding stuff, but just because I don't like to feel like I'm burdening people with my issues, right? And you know, so another conclusion that I came to while I was, you know, processing this was, you know, I was thinking like, damn, I feel like all I needed at the moment was just an ear. I just needed someone to just listen while I, you know, poured out all this shit, just so I can process through while I'm talking about it, right? I didn't have that. And instead, it made me turn within. And then in that moment, it reminded me, I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on the screen. It reminded me that sometimes when we are seeking outside support and you just feel like you don't have it and it's nowhere to be found, or you just can't fucking grasp it, that yourself is and will always be there for you. And I had to remember that, because counting on myself is something I haven't done. I haven't. So anyway, it made it clear in that moment that I needed to depend more, rely more on me. So, you know, the message in that is, sometimes when you feel like you have nobody, know that you will always be there for you, right? If you allow it, if you choose that perspective, you will always be supported by you, right? You will always have you to rely on and depend on. And apparently I needed that experience to remember that, you know. That's how a lot of us learn, through experience, right? You can tell it all day long, but it really don't click. It hit different, right? It hits different when you experience it again, you know. So anyway, so when I first pulled this card, this Uriel Freedom card, you know what happened immediately? Because mind you, after I just listened to that reading, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and ask, you know, the divine, what kind of, you know, help me out here, you know, give me something to help me feel like supported in some type of way. Anyway, try not to cry here again. But so when I pulled this card, okay, I immediately I started crying. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, you hear me, you're actually listening to me. And it was in that moment that the divine reminded me that they do hear us. The divine, our angels. When I say they, I mean our angels, our ancestors, our guides, the divine beings that we call upon for guidance, for aid, for assistance, for support, for love, for clarity, manifestation, everything that we could possibly need, healing, guidance, all of the above. They're always listening. And it was made so crystal clear to me, I feel like, in that moment, because I just heard that angel, and this is what I was looking for. It's what I've been asking for: how to free myself, how to help, come with the plan of survival, right? To remain sovereign, to remain a sovereign being, and it's a lot to process. Now, this doesn't at all mean that, it's over and that, I don't have any more work to do and I don't got any more planning to do. But my point is that in the moment, it did bring me a sense of peace. It brought me a sense of trust and faith in the divine, which is what I asked for. Some type of, sign, some type of message to remind me, to help strengthen my faith, to strengthen my faith muscle, my trust in myself, the divine, the process, that everything will be okay, that it'll all work out. And then, like I said, it ended with hope, right? Because I asked which archangels, are helping me at this time, which archangels are aiding me at this time, which can I call upon at this time. Uriel came out twice. I got Uriel, Jophiel, Sandalphon, Uriel, and Haniel. So, out of 5 cards, 4 archangels came out, and 4 is a representative of foundation, security, stability, which after I pulled this other card, which is also a 4, it was acceptance, right? Acceptance that, in the current situation of what's going on, acceptance that, the situation is what it is. And by knowing that, okay, this is it, just being accepting of the challenge will then liberate you to take the next step forward. And that was kind of the message I got here. So I felt like, somebody needed to hear this message that, times when you don't feel supported, times where you are looking for the same type of support you give other people, you won't always have. But the one person you can always rely on is yourself. And that's what that moment reminded me. That while I felt disappointed, that like, damn, I could listen to others and listen to them go on for hours ranting about their problems and their chaos and their drama and their bullshit. But when I need that, which I hardly ever ask for or try to have, it's like, damn, I can't even get that. And then it was like, yeah, Jazi, you need to rely on you. You need to go within you, and that's what this reminded me of. So I felt like somebody who needed to hear this, who may be struggling, feeling like you have a lack of support. You don't. Just ask. Literally, just ask. And that's what I've been doing. That's honestly the only thing that's really been kind of like mostly helping. I'm not saying that, tips and little things tidbits I've been getting here and there otherwise haven't been of some assistance, because it has. So, but the majority of it all has come from my desire, my conscious intention, asking, literally saying that I consciously and I intentionally call upon Archangel Uriel for guidance, for clarity. And when I heard that reading, this was before I asked specifically for Uriel. I went outside and just stood out in the sun and came back inside, listened to this reading, and pulled this card. And I heard Uriel on the reading and then turned around and pulled that same first card myself. And that was the moment of confirmation for me that we hear you, we're listening. And obviously I feel like it's telling me that everything is going to be okay. that I'm just trapping myself in my mind by stressing myself out about it, which I was told that earlier. But you know, when circumstances are different than other people's, when you know you're in a place that you've never been before with like zero support, you hear me, zero, okay, it's a different ball game. When you have a child to worry about, like, it's a different ball game. It's totally fucking different. So for those that can resonate with that and are having a hard time processing, you know, what you're gonna do, what kind of plan you're gonna come up with, or you know, what you need to do, how you're gonna move forward, what the next step is, please ask for guidance. Ask for guidance from the divine, from your ancestors, from these archangels. They are here to guide us and help us. But they are not, and I forgot about this till now, till this very moment, they are not allowed to intervene without your request first. And I forgot about that. So because I stood outside and exposed my crown on purpose to get divine guidance, divine aid and assistance, it was made clear that everything will be okay. And I know that deep down, I trust that deep down, but in the moment, you know, it's like I'm fucking human at the end of the day. I'm still a spiritual being in a human experience, so I'm still gonna have these human-like emotions and these human-like behaviors. That's a part of the journey, you know. So anyway, point being is, you know, just know that, you know, you are supported even when you don't feel like it. Even when, you know, you feel like you're all completely by yourself. Everything around you is energy. So if you can, try to look at every single piece of anything you have in your surroundings is some form of love by the divine. That's why you have it. So have gratitude for it. Because it's there for purpose, it's there for a reason, right? So these other cards that I got next was balance, fruition, change, and then outcome-ish energy. I got patience and focus. And like I said, this wasn't a reading for the collective or anybody at all. This was a reading I did for myself just to help uplift me. But I'm showing you guys because I definitely feel like it's relevant and how the divine speaks to us when we ask. Okay, so I got patience and focus. So have patience and stay focused on what I desire and what I want. Patience with the process, patience with myself, patience with, you know, all the shit that's happening right now. So anyway, I guess I'm just saying, you know, to whoever needs to hear this or be reminded to have patience with yourself, be gentle with yourself, because things are shifting and it's not easy. And for a lot of us, it's the first time we've ever gone through anything like this. It's the first time we've ever experienced anything like this. And it's not easy. It's not cut and dry. It's not as simple as it seems, and it's definitely not as simple as it is for some. So just know that in any moment where you feel weak, where you feel unworthy, or like the universe, the divine, God, whatever you believe in does not hear you, they do. They're listening. And just remember that you are so much stronger than you may feel right now, or feel in any moment when you're feeling down, when you're feeling lack, when you're feeling unsupported, when you're feeling unheard, unseen, when you're feeling alone. Okay, you're not. And I need you to remember that, because I had to remember that, right? I had to remember that I'm not by myself as much as I feel like it. You know, it's, I know it's, like I said, a part of the journey to remind me that times when you feel alone, it's okay. You're not alone, but sometimes it's necessary to process your own thoughts and process your own shit, you know, in your own way. Where when you feel like you want support from others, you probably don't need it. As bad as we want it, because, you know, I've been holding on to a lot of these thoughts and trying to process shit for days and weeks now. So, you know, that's why I'm kind of like, fuck. Like, I obviously need someone outside of myself to help me. But when you don't have that and all you can rely on is yourself, it makes you show up for yourself the way you never have before. And that's what happened to me today. Not feeling supported in the way that I needed at the moment made me show up for myself. And that was something I was never taught. That was something I never learned growing up. I'm now learning that now. As a grown-ass woman, as a grown-ass adult and mother, I'm now learning that. So, point is, time with yourself is okay. Whatever you need to do. I spend a lot of time venting on my voice recorder app. So for those that have one, if journaling, if you're like myself that talk a lot, and writing, you know, it eventually hurts, right? I use my voice recording app to get out my thoughts and process them, because otherwise you'll fucking drown in them. And don't do that to yourself, because that's where I was going. So process your thoughts and your feelings however you need to, but please let them out. Please express them. Don't hold them in, and remember that you're not alone. And that you're so much stronger than you feel in any moment, because I had to remind myself of that, you know. And just by, you know, deciding, following my guidance to decide, you know what, you need some words of encouragement, pull some cards, see if that'll help, you know, and it definitely did. So anyway, I hope that this video definitely turned out to be a lot longer than I expected, but I feel like it was definitely necessary, and I hope that someone, whoever, you know, hears it can use anything that was said in it. So anyways, I'm sending you guys so much love, so much peace, so much strength, positivity, encouragement, love, light, guidance, support, whatever it is that you feel like you're missing or that you need at this time. I'm sending you that virtually. And in the meantime, stay inspired, stay uplifted, inspire someone else, and until next time, I'm out.